Hello everyone, that is the wrong game. Um, let's fix that right now. Here we go. Okie dokie. We're off to a great start. I say that every video, ironically or sarcastically, but they're all great, so I really have no complaints. Welcome to Queer Games Heck Yeah, where we play through um, indie queer games for about half an hour just to give a little flavour of it. Um, Let me grab some screenshots for the Queer Games Festival. I'm Luke Miller. I'm helping out by taking the screenshots. Since I have to do it anyway, I thought I'd stream it, get some experience streaming, uh, and create a bit of space for these games. Just you know, if you're watching them, if you've watched any of these games, I hope that you've been kind of intrigued enough to want to play them yourself. Most of them are free. A lot of them can be played in the browser, so you've got really no excuse. And as you've seen from them, they're quite short, or they're quite accessible as well. You don't need to have great reflexes to be able to play most of these games. There's sort of a chill vibe to them. Um, Having said that, I don't know anything about the games before we play them, so if you're not ready for unexpected content, the stream's not for you. They could be funny, they could be dark, they could be light, they could be rude. We'll find out together. What else is there to say, really, other than we should get into it? Today we're going to be playing a game called Curtain Call. I mean, I assume it's called Curtain Call. It could be called Curtain Call Continues Save Files New Game Gallery Exit Credits. But I'm pretty sure it's just called Curtain Call. I hope the music is at an appropriate level, not too loud, not too soft. You can always send me a message if you think that the mic is too loud or too soft, or the music is too loud or too soft. I'm always open to feedback. Because, every day we just want to get a little bit better. It's in the striving for perfection that man can see the shape of perfection, even if we never quite get there. Continue. No, new game, that's us. Okay, gallery credits. Alright, I'm loving anything that's like... those are hand animated curtains, which is pretty cool. And I do love low frame rate games. I know that sounds weird, I guess, but I actually think it's a really nice style choice. I mean, a couple of things to say, I guess, before we get into it. This game is available on Steam, and it is free to play. So really, just jump on Steam and download it and enjoy it. Secondly, that I think, I guess my thing of the week is speech bubble, text box art. I actually think it is really hard to do. I've done it a few times myself, and I've never mastered it, because you want to make a text box that people don't see, but also you want something that's actually really lovely, and those two design goals can sometimes really conflict, I think. And so quite cruelly, if the purpose of the text box is to not be seen, quite cruelly I'm highlighting it and putting the focus on it. And so we've got a really great example today. These masks are awesome. I love how there's one in each corner with a different expression. You can't fake that kind of creativity, you know what I mean? It's just kind of genius. And the little thing at the top is awesome too. Crest? I don't know what you call it. You probably should get... Oh, I'm not a fan of that font though. You should probably get up. You've got classes today. Oh, do I have to click on everything? Oh, snooze your alarm, wake up. It's time to wake up. You reluctantly pull down the covers and stretch. You had a late night unpacking the last of your boxes into your new college dorm room, so you're still pretty groggy. Spacebar works. Okay, that's good. When you finally look at the time, it's definitely later than you thought it was. You don't know if you have enough time for breakfast, or if you should just run to your first class. Oof, running for class. I don't miss those days. Oh, screw breakfast. Gotta run. I'm very well behaved today. I've played 2 games for Queer Games Heck Yeah, and this is the second one. But in the first game, an amazing game called Vivica's Heart, I also felt a weird compulsion to behave in the first playthrough. I'm disappointed in myself. wonder what that flag says on the left. Hang in there, that's pretty cool. Great art, like great art of art with this kind of gold trim on this painting, which is very nice. You pack your backpack with your textbooks, a notebook and a few pens and then head out the door. You just barely make it to class on time. Since you're cutting it so close, you decide to sneak through the classroom's back door and pick a seat at the back. Classic. Just your luck, it seems that the professor started class early, lecturing with her back to the class. You make your way to the first open seat in the back row and tune into the lecture while unpacking your bag. And so we're going to delve into personal personas today. The term was coined by the analytical psychologist Jung in order to represent individuals who uphold a social face to hide their true nature. I hope this game isn't too, unpicking my own neuroses and biases, as it's pretty early in the morning here. Throughout our lives, we'll adopt many of these personas. For instance, someone might act very outgoing and confident in order to hide a quiet and insecure nature. Think of it as a mask that someone wears, worn when they face people they don't feel comfortable with and taken off with trusted individuals. I can see that. While it may seem as though the use of these masks is deceitful, the reluctance to present our true selves is not malicious in any way. In fact, these personas are largely born out of what we think people around us would approve of. But are you not your mask, in a way? As social creatures, we always try our best to avoid rejection, so these masks are a defense mechanism to prevent rejection from the group. However, these defenses will crack in the face of someone the individual trusts with their true self. Is it cracking, or is it just like you're comfortable with a person? The professor's presentation seems to pick up speed, forcing you to focus solely on writing your notes for the rest of the class. And that's that. So if anyone has any questions, you can come see me during office hours, because that's all the time we have left for today. See you all tomorrow. Students immediately start chattering as they pack up their bags and head out of the lecture hall. You jot down the last few bullet points you need and finally look up from your notebook. Only to look to your left and come face to face with a buff woman wearing some type of steampunk gas mask. That is an awesome mask. That is an awesome screenshot. We're here to take screenshots, and so we shall. It's great art as well. The art this year in the queer games I've played has just been exceptional. I don't know whether it's more artists are making games, or people are collaborating with artists, or people have found some money to commission artists or something, but it's just I don't know, it's all next level this year. As a game dev, it's quite intimidating. As a game dev who can't draw, it's quite intimidating. I can't even do speech bubbles. Okay, what have we got? What the actual heck? You can't help but stare, and as if she heard your thoughts, she looks up from packing her messenger bag. The heck are you looking at? Why are you wearing a gas mask? Nothing, sorry, avert your eyes. Oh, we're asking. Okay, you're definitely high. Should I be filtering the word high? I won't say, fuck or shit. We'll replace it with heck and heck. But, when it comes to drugs, are we hecking it? Or are we just getting high? I don't know. She scoffs and picks up her bag, stomping past your seat and out the door. Now that she's gone, I didn't even read that. I just read that out loud without actually reading it. Focus, Luke. Now that she's gone, you notice that it's not only her, but everyone around you. You take a second to simply look around. Some masks are colourful and loud, while others are simply blank. This is genius. This concept that one day you wake up and you can actually see people's society masks, that is... I'm actually flabbergasted at what a genius idea that is for a game or any kind of media. I would watch a TV show about that. I'd watch a movie about that. I wouldn't read a book about it because, it's a really visual thing. But I'd play a game about it. A game called Curtain Call. In your stupor, you fail to notice the professor approaching you. You're the transfer student, right? I've got a little thing I'd like you to fill out. I ask all of my students. It's just a way for me to get to know you. Oh. When you actually look at the Professor. She now has a mask covering her face too. To avoid staring, you immediately turn your attention to the paper she slipped onto your desk. What is your name? Ooh, what is my name? I always find it actually really tough to write, to give a name or just character design in a game. I talk about society masks. I reckon that's one of mine. Art, engineering, psychology. Well, to reveal a bit about myself, I do actually have a double degree in art and engineering, so I feel like I've got those two covered. So I'm going to do psychology. You hand the paper back to her. Thank you. I saw your interaction with that girl. Is everything alright? Okay, this is going to sound crazy. Oh, I promise you, I've heard crazier. Sure. Well, I'm seeing people with their masks on their faces now. That's not as weird as you might think, actually. I've known a few people over the years who've been able to see masks. Oh, I don't like that there's someone... I don't like that we're bringing people into our confidence so early. It seems as though people who know about personas and understand them in a particular way manifest the concept into physical masks. Who knew? We should just... it should just been like a bump on the head and then you wake up and you can see the masks. That's a very 1980s film concept. It's like... Jim Carrey fell asleep, and when he woke up, he could see people's masks. I was like, uh-oh. The concept is being executed better here. We definitely need to talk more, but I know I have another class in a few minutes, and you probably do too. Come talk to me tomorrow. I can help steer you in the right direction and answer any questions you might have. We can meet in my office. With that, she heads back to the front of the lecture hall to pack up her bag and leave. You're now the only person left in the lecture hall. You decide to finally head out to your next class. Oh, that curtain animation is delicious. This guy is delicious. Someone rushes past you, shoulder checking you, and knocks your books out of your hands. Shoot, sorry, that's totally my bad. Let me help. Screenshot. Now the curtains. Were the curtains there in the lecture hall scene? I don't remember. Let's be... Bad decisions make good drama. Sorry, I'm really sorry. I'm just in a huge rush and wasn't looking where I was going. You're not hurt or anything. Are your books all okay? Fine, no thanks to you. Look, I don't know what else you want me to say. I'm sorry for bumping into you, okay, really. Maybe I can make up to you. Buy you a coffee or something. Wow. Sure, okay. So coffee one of these nights. Sounds good. Night? Coffee that late? We're really being a jerk. I'm here for it. Yeah, well, I've got to be over there anyways. You can get a decaf or a smoothie or something if you want. Okay. Cool, see you then. Wait. What's your name? Arjun. And you are... Luke. Pleased to meet... See, I shouldn't have... I need a name that I can use in games. There's just like a generic universal name that suits all situations. Because I don't want to close off any parts. I'll ponder it. I'll think about it. The next time it happens in Queer Games, heck yeah, I'll have something ready to go. Bye! See you around. Ah, that... I'm just like... in love with that curtain animation. Like, this game could be nothing else but the curtain animation coming in and coming out. It's so pretty, and not easy to do. You step into the classroom of your last lecture for the day. After your encounter with Arjun, you wound up running a little late, so that by the time you get there, there's only one seat left near the back of the hall. You and the gas mask girl from earlier spot each other at the same time. Not you again. Fabulous. Fabulous art. Nice to see you two again. She rolls her eyes and directs her gaze away from you. The class starts a moment later and you find yourself zoning out to the sound of your professor's voice. Glance at the girl. You glance over at the gas mask girl, who's twirling a pen between her fingers. You realize you're staring a second too late as she turns her head and notices you looking over. She flips you off under the table. Screenshotting that. That's the money shot. Ignore her, wink at her, flip her off. 2 can play at that game. She raised her other middle finger on the table, flipping you off with both hands. Flip her off with both hands. You do the same. Both of you hold that position for a few seconds until she abruptly sets her hands down and turns back to the front. Before you can figure out why, you hear the professor's voice filter back into your ears. Ahem, you in the back, are you paying attention? What was I just saying? Pay attention, please. Your professor returns to lecturing and you slump back into your seat. Later, as you're beginning to doze off, you feel someone nudge your shoulder. It's the gas mask girl again. Hey doofus, you might want to pay attention in class. What, like you are? Believe it or not, I already know this shit. If she's anything like me, she's failed the course twice already. Seriously though, I think Professor E's gonna have an aneurysm if they see you sleeping. I heard they threw a stapler at a kid last year. This university sounds very like 1980s, 1990s university. I guess it's not a blackboard, so it can't be too old. But you know, I'm led to believe everybody works from home now. What, really? Really, so just saying, you might want to watch out. Thanks for the heads up. Don't sweat it. The girl turns back to the front of the room, seemingly content to leave the conversation at that. Tune back into the lecture. So, what's to do with the mask? Dude, what hecking mask are you talking about? Never mind. Right, okay then. She stops talking to you, but keeps giving you the side eye as she refocuses on your professor. You turn back to the front as well, doing your best to focus back on the lecture despite the professor's monotone drone of a voice. You end up staring at the clock for base. I feel like we've clicked the wrong option there, because we're getting a lot of staring at the wall now. The girl's voice interrupts you as you're packing up your stuff. Hey. Shh, I'm trying to catch up what homework is. What's up? You're a little weird, but you seem alright. She extends a hand for you to shake. Well, this is pre-pandemic. I'm Jody, sorry for being a heck, but in my defense, you were being a hecko. No, I think we can say weirdo. Because it's a great word. Shake her hand. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. No. Would you be down to hang sometime? We're trying to play it cool. I am not a weirdo, by the way, but I am a weirdo. So, all right. Do you want to hang out sometime? You hecker, you beat me to it. Yeah, you seem cool enough, I guess. I know a good spot. Hit me up sometime. Whatever you do, though, do not message me before 7 PM. Okay. Good. She gives you her number and picks up her bag to leave. Now, if you excuse me, I've got places to be. Jody leaves the room, leaving you to pack up the rest of your things and head back to your dorm. You finally get back to... I mean, I understand the mask thing. I don't quite understand why it's called curtain call. Because curtain call implies, like, an ending, right? Like, or you're summoned back onto the stage after the end. Maybe we're dead. No, we've played too many games lately where we've been like ghosts, and I'm just kind of, that's filtered through to whichever game I'm playing now. I'm like playing Pokemon, I'm like, oh, I'm a ghost. You finally get back to your dorm after a long first day. Unfortunately, you already have a ton of homework. Excuse me, pardon me. You're studying at your desk when someone knocks at the door. Go see who it is. You go to the door and open it. Hi. Who are you? Are you a neighbor? Hi, are you a neighbor? Gee, I wish. It'd be so much more convenient not having to commute. But anyways, I'm Billy. My friend lives just down the hall. I love that top. They hold out their hand for you to shake. Oh, don't shake it, shake it. I did say bad decisions make good drama. Alright, we'll be mean. Because we're mean to the other guy. I want to focus on the Mad Max lady with the cool mask. You stare at the hand for a few moments before they get the message and slowly retract it. Okay, not the handshake type. Got it. Screenshot that. And you are... Yeah, pity you have to use the mouse, I think, to select options. Was there something you needed? Yeah, I think you actually do have to use the mouse. If I could change one thing about the game, that would be it. I would have either keyboard... Well, obviously, you know, I would love it to have joypad or gamepad support, but full keyboard support I think would be great too. I mean, maybe it's possible, I just haven't been able to figure it out. I just want to introduce myself. I haven't seen you around before, and I'm here visiting my friend a lot. So, what about tab? Wased? No. No. Okay. I mean, because it is a little bit odd. Not odd, I guess, but when the choices pop up, the text box doesn't fade or go away. So there's an element of like if I don't have the mouse hovering and you look at it, what part is interactive on this screen? I think people would think maybe the text box is still active, even though it's not. Also, the choices are off-centered. I think it's to keep it next to the character art, but I don't know if I love that choice away. It just looks a little bit, because I mean, how do you align it properly? I would never be able to figure it out. I'm around here visiting my friend a lot, so that's a little weird. Oh well. I just like getting to know new people, I guess. So you go around knocking on their doors? Now I think about it, I can see that maybe we're shooting this person down. We're just being so mean. Well, too late now. Here, I'll try and recover. Good work, Billy. So did you just move here, or...? Yep. Oh, cool. I mean, we were mean to the other guy, and he got us and he's giving us a free coffee. So I'm like, maybe we're mean to this person, we'll get like a free Happy Meal or something. How are you liking it so far? It's fine. Yeah, that good, huh? Well, if you're looking for someone to hang out with, I could show you around the mall sometime. Are you asking me out? I guess that depends on what your answer is. What if my answer depends on whether you're asking me out? Then yes? Sure, sounds fun. Okie dokie. Awesome, we can figure out the exact details some other time, but I guess I'll see you at the mall. See? We're well on our path to that free Happy Meal. I knew it. Treat 'em mean, keep 'em keen. I mean, to understand, because I don't play many, like, visual novel romance. I'm not saying this is a romance one, I don't know, but, like, it does seem there's this element of, like, you've got to be mean to each other at the start before you can be friends or something. Maybe it's a way to kind of stretch the story out, I don't know. Yep, see you. Cool. It's great art though, very cute. Bye. And with that, you're finally alone in your dorm room. So much happened today, but it's hard to process any of it. You decide that everything might make more sense after meeting with the psych professor tomorrow, but first you definitely need some sleep. Ooh. That went fast. Speaking of fast, we've only got half an hour to look at these games, and we're well into our time with this game, so I'm just kind of giving you a heads up that we can't get too attached, sadly. Even though I'm really quite interested in it. I'll talk about it at the end, I guess, but just the whole concept of people are wearing their masks and you can see it is genius. And also it's so ripe for... One of the reasons it's genius is because it's so beautiful. Like, just everyone's got these different masks in the game. I mean, I think that's just... What a great concept. I guess that's why I quite like the gas mask, because it's... I mean, we've only seen a few people, and they've had kind of blank faces, but you could have, like, really quite expressive masks, You're not sure if you want to meet with your psych professor in order to get the full picture, or if you feel ready to hang out with the people you've met. No, meet the professor. When you walk into her office, the professor was leaning against her desk reading through a textbook. She looks up when the door clicks shut. I've been wondering when you're going to stop by. Said no professor ever in the history of universities. Take a seat, we've got a lot to talk about. I've been thinking more about your face mask problem, and I think you're having an aneurysm. First of all, since you're new here, you're probably going to need a map. So here you go. She hands you a map of the city. We might as well get right to it, so why don't I start? This is getting a little bit... Oh, okay. Phew. I thought we were getting to inappropriate professor-student relationship. You can visit any of the... Oh, this game is massive. You can visit any of the locations at any time and do a number of random fun things, but you can see where your friends are by looking for their masks on top of each location. Once you click on a location of a mask, you'll be brought to the character menu. Here you can interact with one of the people. By clicking the date button, the person will take you on a date at a specific location. Some dates will be available during the day, the night, or both. In order to go on a date with a person, they need to trust you enough to open up. When someone trusts you enough, their mask will crack to the point where you no longer see it, leaving only the person's true face visible. Oh. Once again, this is getting very complicated for me. Like, keep in mind that most of my interaction with games involves pressing the spacebar every 30 seconds. So anything that involves, like, now draw your runes in order or something, I'm like, uh-oh. By clicking the Let's Talk button, you can talk to that person and gain trust. To gain trust, interact with the person in a way that they would enjoy, or choose the Let's Talk option and engage them in conversations. The trust meter increases every time you gain trust and decreases every time you lose trust. It's very stressful. Oh, this is a bit of an essay, isn't it? When you gain trust, a blue star will appear by the person you're interacting with. Wait, when you gain trust, a blue star will be okay. When the trust meter is full, you'll be able to go on another date with that person. Okay, I'm with you. Performing any action with a person will take up time. The clock at the top of the screen lets you know what time of day it is, as well as how much time is left within the current time period. Days are divided into day periods and night periods. Each period contains 2 time slots. I mean, if you look on the screen, I'm working on it. I've just released a game called The Beat, and it's set over different time periods too. So I'm like, I'm feeling the synergy, I'm feeling the energy, I'm feeling the tropiness, I guess. One Let's Talk will cost 1 time slot, taking up half a day or night. And lastly, one day will cost 2 time slots, taking up a full day or night. I'm with you. If you Let's Talk with a person twice or go on a date once, the day or night will end, bringing you to the next day or night, respectively. Any questions? No, I'm not going through that again. Alright, if you ever have more questions for me, don't hesitate to ask. She pauses to check the clock on her desk. Oh, look at the time. It looks like we've ended up spending a bit more time getting used to... We used up one of our time slots in the day cycle. See, I was paying attention. I'll just say a few final things and I'll let you get on your way. You should be able to find me in my office, seen on the map. And visiting me will take up a time period, but feel free to stop by whenever you like. I can answer questions that you have about masks and how to interact with people. Good luck with cracking masks, but most importantly, don't forget to have fun. Alright, that's pretty. Let me ponder this for a second. What do we want to do? Because that is literally on our half hour. And we went a bit over time on the previous game. We should visit somebody, right? Can we get our coffee? No, that's tonight. We should just go talk to someone. We probably won't be able to date them yet anyway. So many choices. But once again, I guess my main thing at the moment is I'm comparing it to my own game. I'm allowed to, bear with me for a moment. I think their map's better than mine. I kind of buried mine off to the side in sort of this apps thing. But oh well. I like my time thing a bit better, I think. Although an analog clock's a pretty good idea. I did it like a calendar. Yeah, alright, let's go. Mask friend. Are you sure I'd like to go to the bar? Yes. Let's talk. Oh, they already really like us. Oh, hey, let's date. Alright, let's do it. Jodie asks you to meet her in the evening at around 9 PM. You walk outside of your building and it's cold enough that you find yourself grateful for the hoodie you tossed on before leaving. I love a good hoodie. Am I wearing? No, I'm not wearing a hoodie. You spot Jodie leaned up against the side of the building. She barely spares you a glance when you approach. Simply nods her head and starts walking. Follow. No, follow. Click. She leads you to the side entrance of a somewhat dilapidated building on one of the main walkways of your campus. You follow her up to the roof in silence, the echoing of your shoes up the dark stairwell, the only sound between you. When you make it up to the roof, the stars illuminate the night sky above you. Jody spins around and finally acknowledges your presence. Gotta say, I'm surprised you came. Aren't you the one who invited me? That doesn't mean anything. You think people are obligated to go to anything they're invited to? This is different. We're hanging out. She nods. Yeah, okay. She walks towards the edge of the roof when you notice an orange bucket sitting on the ground. As you approach, you see it's filled with water balloons. Oh. I don't like being mean. Jody sits down next to the bucket, her legs hanging off the edge of the roof. Sit next to her. So, what's up with you? Small talk, really? Ha, knew I liked you. Alright, so the real reason we're here. Jody peers over the edge of the roof, looking down the sidewalk below. There aren't many people still wandering around campus this late at night, though you see a few students passing by. Not a bad turnout. We're throwing balloons at them, aren't we? Wow, look at you. Jody reaches over and plucks a water balloon from the bucket, tossing it from one hand to the other. She continues looking down to the people walking by below. You've got good guessing skills. Well, you know, bad decisions make good drama, so I'm glad we're here. Why the heck would you do that? That doesn't seem like a... Heck yeah, let's do this. Jody turns to look at you surprised. Really? Actually maybe not. Chickening out now, are we? That was fast. Oh. It's a heck move. Don't be a heck hole. Oof. For a moment you swear Jody gives you a curious look, but it disappears as quick as it came. We got a trust star. Lighten up, it's just a bit of water. I'm picking my targets carefully, only the ones that look like they're heck holes. Now, are you in or not? Oh, but we like her. This is tough, because I wouldn't do it in real life, but we're gonna do it. Okay, let's do it. I'll start. Jody leans further over the edge of the roof, gazing intently at the people below. A number of different figures pass by without catching up, before she finally seems to spot a suitable target. Aha, gotcha. You look over the edge to see who she's looking at. It's a group of frat boys, laughing raucously and playfully shoving each other. Jody stands up, water balloon, and holds it. The green creeps on her face. She waits a moment. Then, she drops it. You hear it splash below you as the frat dudes yell in shock, and what almost sounds like glee. You peer off the side of the edge. Jody doing the same. See, one of them got hit directly, and the other's now pointing, laughing at them. Heck, man, they don't even care. Frat dudes are heck holes. If they're enjoying that so much. Before you can interrupt, Jody grabs another balloon and chucks it down to the group. It splashes on the ground in the middle of them, and they continue whooping and shouting as they look up at the roof where the two of you are watching them. Don't hide. You stand where Jody keeps looking over the edge. She yells down at them. Heck you, guys! You hear them return unintelligible drunken shouts before they keep walking. Jody turns back to you. Well, at the very least, nailed one on the head and the rest of them in the socks. Pretty solid amount of unpleasantry. Do you do this a lot? I wouldn't say a lot. Just whenever the mood strikes, I suppose. Who now? Who's next? Jody bends down and grabs another balloon from the bucket. She holds it and seems to contemplate for a moment before holding it out to you. You want to do the honors on this one? Sure, why not? Have at it. Take the balloon. Jody looks back over the roof. There's a large scattered group approaching with multiple potential targets. Who are you thinking? Ooh. The girl on the skateboard. The businessman consider throwing... Well, I mean... Bad decisions make good drama. I feel like this is the least likely choice. This is the most likely choice, and this is kind of the most romantic option. Consider throwing it, Jody. Yeah, you look at Jody curiously. She taps her foot, impatient. Come on, we don't have all day. Who are you throwing it at? Oh, I think we failed. Well, it's your choice. Go ahead. Oh, who are we... Oh, did we pick the girl on the skateboard? Oh, I'm okay with that. You throw the balloon. It sails through the air and strikes true, hitting the girl right in the shoulder as she skates by. It startles her enough to knock her around. She stumbles off her board and goes flying away from her. I didn't choose her, though. The game chose that. I mean, I'm not unhappy. But I think we ruined our date. We should have... But throwing a water balloon at your date... Oh well. It's then you notice Jodie's backed away from the edge, out of view. Well, we got her. What, now you feel bad? Like, you didn't feel bad earlier. Earlier we were knocking innocent girls off their skateboards. If you feel bad, you should have stopped me. I didn't think you'd actually do it. Heck. Jodie stands up, unsure what to do, and nervous for the first time since you met her. A few more moments pass before she grabs the bucket, still stocked with a few more water balloons, and heads to the door. Oh well. I mean, I feel like if you're throwing stuff off a building at random passers-by, this is actually how it is going to end no matter what you do. I wish I was able to leave my real world behind and just embrace that it's actually fantasy and that we actually can just do whatever we want. This is, I guess, Grand Theft Auto is good at that. Though I've never played it. Before you can even think to stop her, she's gone and you're left alone on the roof. I think that went well. I think that was good. Go back to the bar. Yeah. We might end it midway through this. Let's just see what Jodie says. She spots you coming, but her expressions betray nothing. You have no idea where the two of you stand. Hey, Luke. So, the heck do you want? Should I just leave you alone? Clearly you came over here for something, so what you should do is just spit it out already. Oh, are we good? I don't know, you tell me. You're the one that walked off. Right, after you were a heck. I thought you wanted me to do that. You have a really skewed perception of who I am. I barely know you. Jodie runs her hand through her hair in frustration. I do like this blue star thing. Fine, you're right. So get to know me better. Does that mean we can try again? Sure, yes, we can try again. I'll see you around then. Oh, alright, let's talk. What's your favourite fantasy world? Is it Doctor Who? Jodie seems lost in thought, even as she asks you the question. Oh, Sun Battles, Barry Vodder, I don't know who. Okay, so we're just going to quickly Google these, because I'm showing my ignorance on stream. Barry Vodder. Oh. Oh, I see. It's code. Barry Vodder is like a wizarding thing. Sun Battles. Oh, I've googled Sun Battles, and I've googled Barry Vodder. But clearly, this is a science fiction franchise, and this is a magical franchise. That we do not speak its name anymore, to be honest. Let us go... I'm not really a science fiction fantasy person. Well, what about the one you like? I guess the King of the Penance is nice. Sun Battles is cool. I've got to say this is slim pickings. You have high standards. What's yours? Mine would have to be King of the Penance. That's what I said. We're made for each other. Why? It's a good story. Tale of heroism. It didn't take you as a fantasy fan. Well, people are complex like that. I'm not all sunshine and roses. Rainbows. Okay, fuck you. Oh, damn it. Heck you. I told myself I wouldn't say fuck on stream. I replaced them all with hex. Heck yeah. Okay, heck yeah. I'm not any sunshine and rainbows, I guess. I'm not any sunshine and rainbows, I guess. I was just thinking about fantasy worlds and figured I'd ask. Why were you thinking about fantasy worlds? I don't really know why, but I was considering the pros and cons. How so? Well, think of it this way. You lure us in with your Mad Max mask, and now you're giving me Lord of the Rings realness. Think of it this way. Creators of these fantasy lands have so much freedom, they can do anything they want with the worlds, erase problems like poverty, injustice, and oppression. And some do, but most don't. Well, I mean... yeah, I don't disagree. But isn't there's this element of like, you know, what is drama? I guess drama is conflict. And if you're doing like a world in drama, a world of drama, then you've got to have a world of conflict. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Conflict creates story. Do you wish they would? I wish they would pick different problems to focus on sometimes. That is a pearl of wisdom. Screenshotting that. Real life has enough of that heck to deal with. So put more fantasy in fantasy stories. Stories help us see what's wrong with life. Exactly, less realism, more fantasy. I do think that, we had the pendulum swing towards, like, Game of Thrones, hardcore blood stuff, and everything got really dark for a long time. The pendulum will swing the other way, and we're going to go back to like a Leave It to Beaver kind of like unironically cheery phase of entertainment or media, I think. Maybe. I've got nothing to back that up with. Oh, I do like the background. Cute. Those two guys are cute. In my mind, they're about to get together. Exactly, less realism, more fantasy. I look at society's problems every hecking morning I wake up. I'm glad you get what I'm saying. I mean, you can't blame Lord of the Pendants for that. It was created long before doom scrolling was invented. Or Mount Doom scrolling, as the case may be. Chortle, chortle, chortle. I'm here to listen, I've thought about it too. It's not that hard a concept. I'm here to listen. And respond, thankfully. I'd go hecking nuts if you just listened and didn't engage with the heck I say. Anyway, thanks for talking about it with me. Okay, I think that's a successful date. I'm pleased we had a good one, because we're going to have to end it there. Because we've gone over a half hour. That was 45 minutes. But it's so hard to stop when the game is so entertaining, as Curtain Call is. Well, that's today's game, Queer Games Heck Yeah. Curtain Call, free on Steam. Bit of depth to that game. Also, it had something to say, which I really love. And we only kind of started to see that towards the... Although the whole concept of the masks is such a brilliant concept. But then also, the way it seems to be... what do you call it? Weaving through the narrative a bit. Where it's actually like, to get rid of these masks, you have to find the complexity in the person. Is a really solid take, really. Well animated, well arted. Nice speech bubble, text box thing. I should do a little survey of the devs and just ask them for their terminology. What do they call the box that goes behind the text? Do they call it a speech bubble, a speech box, a text box? For my own amusement. But other than that, thank you for tuning in. Maybe we'll come back to some of these games one day. But we all know that's very unlikely, because we just don't have the time. To me that is the flaw with Queer Games Heck Yeah, is that the briefest of moments with these games, which deserve your full playthrough, I think. But maybe that's the good thing about it, is we don't show you the second half of these games. So if you want to know more about them, you've got to play them yourselves, which is, I think, how they were intended. Because they're not TV shows, they're not films, they're not books. They're interactive. They're living, interactive objects. I do think, as a coder, I think coding is delayed performance art. So, you write it, and then later on, it gets performed for that person who's executing the code. Maybe games are a bit like that. They're almost performance art, as opposed to a novel, whoever made this, you're having quite an intense relationship with them, is they give you choices and you pick those choices. It's a really beautiful thing. Alright, we'll see you around. Have a good day.